Hi, good morning, everyone.
Yeah, hi Pratyush. Yeah. So yeah, hi Pratyush and Nitin. I was saying that yesterday I have sent two attachment to you. So now please open this virtual lab day 3 PPT so that we'll be doing labs side by side and you can look into that. Okay. Yes. So now let's get started with exercise 1. So in exercise 1, if we see, we can see how we can add subcommunities and how we can create and add subcommunities and how to create domains. This is what exercise 1 consists of. So coming to community, in Collibra, it is a logical grouping of data assets and data elements that we have in Collibra. So like if I am opening this committee, we have multiple subcommittee, and inside that committee, we will be having multiple domains. So if for example, in real time, if like an organization having multiple countries, as I already quoted before. So if I want to group all the data related to India in a common domain, and in India, there will be HR, sales, reporting domains. So likewise, for our requirement will be having this logical grouping, so that in each committee, if I click this committee, each committee, there will be a owner, stakeholder, business steward, and technical steward assigned. So that owner will be owning the data, and business steward will be approving any kind of business term and business glossaries or kind of code set, code value proposal, all will be done by business steward, and technical steward will also be there. So that if any kind of add operations or any operation performing within the data in this domain, the approval will be prompted to respective stakeholders and the business owners. Okay. So for logically grouping our data set in a hierarchical manner, we are having this community, and as well as for assigning roles and responsibilities for this committee, this people is in charge. And if there is some data quality issues or any kind of issue, we can contact them. If we want to request access, and also we can contact the respective people. I have started recording, right? Yes, okay. So likewise, we will be having, and yeah, so if like if organization is having multiple database and data stored in cloud, the technical people will be knowing where the data is stored and how the data transforms and all. But people like from the business side or people from outside, if we see this community, so we will be it is like a logical grouping only. It is not actually present. So we'll be logically grouping and storing the data assets in respective places for making it more meaningful. Yeah. So this is what community is. Now we shall see how to create a committee and how to create subcommittees in here. So for creating a committee, I need to have a like admin role. So if I have an admin role here, I can see settings in the drop down. If I don't have admin role, so the settings will not be there. In settings, I have special privileges for adding users, for adding new complex relations, as well as like for assigning roles and responsibilities.
Sir,
Yes.
Nandini, can you record this session?
Yeah, I started recording. Fast recording.
Yeah, recording is on.
Yes, Pratik. I have started recording. Okay. Like,
yeah, but one request, and then please go a little slow because these things are new for us.
Yeah, I will.
Capture.
Yes, okay. I will.
One last question. Is this community same as your data domain or maybe a department?
Yeah, so if we want to hierarchically store our metadata in department wise, we can have. If I need to have multiple committees, one for HR, one for sales, and one for employees, I can have like that. So if I want to group my data based upon countries, geographical region, I can also do that. Inside India, there will be HR, sales. So is as per our wish, we can have any hierarchical structure as per our wish. So if you want to group based on geographical location, we can do that. If you want to segregate based on department wise, when we can segregate like that, and then we can have the respective domains inside that. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So let me, before starting this,
and,
let me.
Yeah, and Nandini, so for owner, stakeholder, or business towards, there can be multiple people in the same role, right? I mean, we can tag multiple peoples, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If I am
so,
creating,
no, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, you are asking something.
Yeah, so this is and regarding this domain,
Hmm.
so you're saying like either it could be by uh, functional, I mean either it could be by functional area or kind of subject area, right? I mean that way we can create.
Yeah, so community can be created via functions like subject area as well as function area, but domains. So if we like domains are particular, if we want to create a glossary, if we want to have glossary in our particular community, then we can have like domain types we can select, but community and subcommunity, regardless of functional subject area, it's as per our wish we can design. And inside one community, if I'm having subject areas, it will be more like a storage catalog and report catalog. So that a domain type we need to select what we need to have in this side. Yes. Okay. So community is per our wish. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me before creating the subcommunity, let me show how the Collibra DGC look. So this is the Collibra's landing page. There will be a dashboard. In this dashboard, we can configure, and if we want to add dashboard, we will be seeing that. So we'll be configuring the dashboard and what are the things we need to include and exclude. So we can create with the name and description. So I have created the test dashboard. Okay. Likewise, we can add whatever we want in a particular dashboard. So there is already a steward dashboard in here. So I think it is a default dashboard. So here, if I want to show for the steward, if I am a steward, while opening the steward dashboard, I will see my open task. If any task is assigned to me in Collibra, and what are the assets in various domains. So in country glossary, there is one asset, and country codes, there are 5 assets. Likewise, for a steward, he can see in here, and also he can add some of the, so I think I don't have edit properties and edit widgets access in this lab. So in this instant, so yeah, if I have that, in the next coming sessions, I can show this out. Okay. So here, whatever I need to have, I can keep as widgets. Yes.
No, sorry to interrupt because you're talking about stewards. I want to understand. Can you, if you don't mind, explain
What is stewards?
what does steward mean in Collibra?
Yeah. Okay. So once I created a community, I will be assigning certain ownership and roles and responsibilities to particular technical people and business people. So if I am creating this community, I will be the owner. If I am creating in my instance, in my profile, I will be the owner. And if I am the owner, I can assign the stakeholder, administrator, or someone, so that whom, like the registered users, among the registered users, I can assign to someone, so that they will become the stakeholder, and they will become the business stewards and technical stewards. So if I am starting a workflow inside the assets in this communities in this domain, then the stewards and respective technical stewards and stakeholder will be prompted for response, like whether we can approve this, whether we can make this movement or not. Likewise, so we will be creating roles and responsibilities for the people for this community. That's what steward is. So business steward and technical steward is responsible for the data quality maintenance, and they will be responsible for the data inside their domain. Like they will be accountable also, they will be knowing what is there, and they will be making decisions out of it. So they will be the one who will making decisions out of the data in by this data governance tool. Okay, this is what stewardship is.
Okay.
Logically,
So
we are
technical
grouping
steward is,
and assigning a role.
Okay. So if you scroll to the right, that is where, because I didn't see technical steward. So you were saying for every community, you will have a business steward and a technical steward. Is it? Those are
Yes.
the two.
Yeah, we
Or you
can
can add more.
Yeah, like this in this view I'm updating. So once I created a community, I will add. If I don't add also, it's not a mistake, but mostly people will be having that. Otherwise, the grouping, logical grouping itself will be meaningless, and there will be no responsibilities on the data. So once I created, I will be the owner. I can assign who will be the stakeholder for this community and this data, who will be the business steward for this domain, and who will be the technical steward. And also, if I assign the stewardship, the owner model in the community wise, all the subcommunities and domain will be inheriting the same. Like for the market glossary also, the same owner, the same stakeholder would take business holder. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
basically business and technical stewards are at the community level, higher level, right? Now, can they be separate at the subcommittee level as well?
Yeah, we can, if we want to, if I don't want to create in here, and if for a particular domain, if I want to assign, I can do that also. Like particular subcommittee, I can assign. Okay, inside this
Okay, then.
enterprise community, yeah. If I want to have multiple data stewards, like for JP1, and I'm creating inside this customer success, I'm creating 5 different markets: JP, ANZ, China, America. So for each one, I can have this different business stewards. So we can have the stewardship in community and subcommunities, so that they will be responsible on that. Okay.
Nandini, one question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're creating community and sub-community and adding like domains. So generally, who does this activity? Steward or admin? Generally, who does perform this activity?
Actually, once the data governance tool is implemented, there will be a support team, DevOps team, or a support team for this Collibra tool. So the team will be ingesting the communities, and the team will be having the sysadmin role, and they will be owner. And based upon the business decision, business analyst and product owner, they will give the steward name, stakeholder name. They will be registering the users in Collibra, and then they will be assigned in here, so that the sysadmin will take care of it for this purpose and maintenance. Okay.
Okay, so generally they're the admin people who generally assign all those rules.
Yeah, all
but
the
does steward come into play and he see that if any community or a domain is missing stakeholder or owner, is steward rule is to inform the admin team that it's missing, something like that?
Yes, if there is any kind of issue, or they can report to the support team, that is admin team, as well as they can make a business decision, valuable business decision out of the data by seeing in here. There are lineage feature, data quality and privacy and risk. All the things are business term proposal. So completely the Collibra tool will be leveraged by this business team only. The stakeholders just for getting aware, and they will be letting them know if there is a major decision taken, but everything business steward and technical steward will arrange. So business people will be using this at most.
Is any of the role is mandatory to have?
Not mandatory, but if we have, it will make it. Yeah, thanks. So owner is yeah, owner. Okay, thanks. So owner will be defaultly assigned whomever is creating a community. They will be the owner for the particular community. And stakeholder, it's not mandatory, but if we have those and if we maintain those, it will be very meaningful. Okay, thank you. So
and Nandini, to add just one question. So are all the in this screen, right? So the activities that is there any role for the technical stewards? I mean, as far as these contents are concerned. I mean, why I'm asking is that, see, technical stewards are generally responsible for, like, the data dictionary part, right? I mean, where basically we're doing the data catalog, I mean, schema, column, and table related information. So I was just wondering, here basically we are creating, like, different assets like glossary, and so technical stewards, I mean, are going to do anything in this screen? I mean, is there anything going to be assigned to them? I mean, can it be assigned to them?
yeah, so mostly technical stewards, yeah, as you said, they are only responsible for the quality and maintenance of the data assets. So so in the screen, I think they don't have any activities, but in this report catalog, if I'm opening this, if I'm having 10 to 15 assets, and if some of the mandatory if only one asset is there, and I am expecting to have multiple things in here, and I can ask technical steward why this data is mixing. Like technically they need to why the source is ingested. Yeah, technically they will be supporting. Yeah, business people will be helpful in taking business decisions. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Then let's continue. So let me go to the landing page again. So likewise, dashboard is the default landing page of Collibra, and in here we can see the committees in here. So this is one committee, and business analyst committee and data governance committee will be there in every DGC. And so in the business analyst committee, there will be new datasets. We'll be looking what is datasets, and why is placed in business analyst committee, and data governance committee, yeah, quality dimensions and data policies, these kind of assets are logical assets. They are not in any physical data layer. All the physical data layer assets will be stored in here, like whichever is present in reality will be in here. So these are logical groupings and logical mapping based for our understanding. Yeah. Okay. So this is one other community that they have created. So in every DGC, there will be one committee for physical data layer, and there will be business analyst committee and data governance council. So there will be business term and data assets that is related to business process. Okay.
Nandini, sorry to interrupt, but what's a business layer that you're saying? Actually, you're saying something, right?
Yeah. So I'm saying that if a database is ingested into Collibra, so the columns and tables are in reality, there is column and table in place, and that is what we will be seeing in here. So if there is a database customer success, and that will be having this kind of schemas like we imagine, but this business
So
analyst
here we
committee and
yeah, here we import the actual data or just metadata?
Metadata. So here we will be importing, we will be like, for example, just imagine connecting a database. In a database, there will be schemas, and inside schemas, there will be tables and columns. And inside the tables, we will be having multiple rows of data. So while ingesting, while I say ingesting a database inside Collibra, only the schema name, the table name, and column name will be getting ingested in here. Okay, so the data will not actually get ingested.
Got it.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So while I'm searching into a particular table, I can see, okay, this table is in this database. And if I want to see sample data, I can see few, but not everything completely. Okay, so it is like a metadata. Okay, so this is physical thing that is actually in place in reality, and this business analyst committee and data governance council will be having certain terms and assets that we are having for our requirement. Like for the data sets, I need to combine the data HR data from all the geographical location in my organization, say. So I am having multiple geographical location in here. So I'll be taking the operations data alone, and I'll be creating a new data set. It is a logical thing. It is not actually in place for making data more meaningful and providing insights. We are creating this data set. Likewise, these are logical things. Okay, these two. Business term, we'll be creating the business term for making it meaningful. We'll be tagging it to the data assets present in physical data layer. Likewise, we'll be looking into this, how to propose business term and all. Okay, so if I click this Collibra icon, I will be again in my default landing page. So if I navigated somewhere, I can click on there so that it will bring me back to the default landing page. It's still loading. Yeah. Okay. So now if I click on browse, this pane will be open, and inside this I can see the organization. While having this also, I can navigate to the respective domains. From here, if I click, the respective page will be open. And these are asset views. So if any kind of view configure, we can directly check on here. So we will be seeing what is a view and how to configure a view. We'll be looking on that. So, and then this is the global search. So if I will be knowing that there is a table, there's a business term client or any kind of table. So for example, I will let's say in this community, in customer success subcommittee, I'm having these domains, and inside inside report catalog. So this is for example, we have added customer acquisition cost is a measure, asset type measure. So I like if I will be if I am get to know that there is a customer acquisition cost, that is a measure, and I don't know in which community, which subcommittee it is existing. So I can directly use this global search, and I can search for customer acquisition cost, and here it is. So I can click on this, and it will be redirecting to the respective asset page. So if I don't follow the suggestions mentioned in here, And if I click that, if I'm clicking enter and I haven't clicked any kind of suggestion zone, it will be redirecting me this to the search page. So here, if we see the organization, I know that my customer acquisition cost is in this enterprise committee. I can click, so it will be filtered out only the assets inside that community, and also whether we can see whether the asset type, if like if this is okay, if I see search for customer, there will be multiple values. So there are business terms with this name, starting with this name, and measures with this name. So I think I am searching for a measure. So I will be clicking on measure and filtering out for the respective asset type. And here it is likewise. So clear all, it will be giving all the assets inside community. So there are data elements, columns, measures starting with this name. So if I click customer, if I search for customer, the column searching starting with customer will be, and also if the customer is present inside our name also, like in between also, it will be showing everything. So that here like this, we can search and we can find it out easily. In K enterprise committee is also some assets starting with customer name, and I want column. So likewise, if I click on that, I'll be navigated to the next respective assets page. So inside IT operation, inside this domain, this column is present. Okay, so this is how we'll be navigating. So then we have this global create button. So this will be used to creating this will be showing suggestion on recent asset type. Okay, I think a Zoom will be ending in 40 minutes. So in 8:40, our meeting will get over, I think. So once the meeting is ended, please rejoin again. Yeah, we'll be continuing. So it will be showing some suggestions. You can add a business term, table, column, data element, measures. So if I click assets, what are the assets we can add? I can add acronym, report, business term, KPI, likewise. And in organization, I can add a community. So business as a domains, code list, data as a domain. So by this global create button, I can add. So we'll be seeing how to add. And these are the tasks for my name, like the data basket. This is the data basket. If I'm want to access a particular set of data, I'll be selecting this. Yes.
Nandini, could you please explain what are those assets and what those are replication? Because why are this meaningful of adding, like where we can add?
Yes.
What kind of activities that does? Like, can you please explain this?
Yeah, while doing a hands-on, we will be knowing that. So I want to show you this icons first, so that we will be there. Like we will be comfortable in this platform. Okay. So yeah, likewise, this is the date. Okay, thanks. So in this data basket, we will be for selecting particular data set, and for shopping the, like, if we can select a particular data set, and we can, here there will be an option proceed to checkout in the next lab, so that we can check out this data and we can have access for this data set likewise. So this is the data basket. And task, if I click on the task, what are the tasks assigned to me? If I'm a data steward for approving rejection, multiple tasks will be assigned, and it will be popping up in here, all task, my task, and overdue task. So these are the activities. If I'm performing any import, any ingestions, so how it will be taking some time, 2 to 3 hours running in background. So I can monitor the process by clicking on show more. So in these activities, I can see the results, why it is failed, how it is completed likewise. Okay. So, and then, okay.
Nandini, one question. Yeah, so in order to have access to the data set,
okay,
right, you need you need, like, permission from the respective owners.
Yes.
I mean, unless they provide, you won't be able to access it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will be asking you all a question. So if I'm not having an access to see the, if whatever I'm having access, I can see in this browse pane. So I have access for this community, so I'm seeing this. So how can I raise access for the community which I not sure whether it exists or not? So if I have access, it will be listing in my page. So if I want to raise the access to the committee, which I don't have access before, so how will be doing? Somewhere we need to get to know that this committee is there, we can raise access, right? So that can be done in this data catalog page. So here if we see the data sets and all the data sets, irrespective of we have access or not, it will be listed in here, data sources and data sets. So likewise, we'll be raising the access for the things we don't have access ever before. Okay. So I can select this data sets and I can shop for data, add to this data basket. So we'll be looking onto that in a lab. Okay.
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 Does it show the community name anywhere?
Yeah, we can see. So in the next lab, the data cells will be more clear. I will show that. So I think here the data sets are like they haven't yet grouped into a data set. The data sets are in single. Okay. So once inside, if we click on the data sets, we will be getting to know the committee and domain details. Okay. Yes. So in this question mark will be product documentation, university, marketplace, logger support ticket. If I'm experiencing any kind of issue in the Collibra platform, if something refresh, which is happening till yesterday, it's not happening today, I can log a support ticket. If I want to ask any doubts regarding the product, how to do this, how to integrate this, we can log a support ticket, and inside the support ticket, we can give our details, our query, and then we can submit so that they will be coming back to us via the mail ID we have registered in this platform. Okay. So Collibra University and Marketplace is also there, product documentation. So if I want to check in some of the documentation about the things, I can also use that. And this is my profile. And if I click this 9 dots, it will be showing this. So business glossary, catalog, assessments, policy manager, reference data, global view, data help desk, and stewardship. So each thing I can navigate. So if I'm clicking on business glossary, all the business glossaries across this platform will be listed in here. And I can see, so these are the clients, business term are there in the business glossary. So these are the business term in our DGC. So there are 151 business term yet so far. So in the business glossary, we will be having all the business term. And if I want to check when further the business term, and I want to check how the business term is related to data set, I need to dig in further. Likewise, we can have. So like these are the 3 views. We will be seeing how to configure the views, how to have the set of columns we want, the attributes in the side pane, and how to configure the views. So as per our wish, we can configure the view, and in this view approved asset, they will be only having the assets which have been in accepted status. Likewise, so while looking on the views, we can see how they are configuring multiple views and how they are filtering out for their required columns in. Okay. So this is metrics and glossaries. This metrics. If we are actively using, so we can see, how much data assets. So now, and inside this data set, how much business terms are there in orange color, and how much business terms are accepted by the steward in blue color. Likewise, there will be graphical representation in here. So there are, in March 14, there are 16,844 assets registered and only 147 approved. Likewise. So these are the metrics for the business asset. So this is for business term and this is for business asset. There are 21,000 March 10. This 20,000 plus assets are registered and only 1,200 have been approved. So yeah. So they can business towards it and look into why they are not been approved, or we can reject them. So we can check in further. So these are the all glossaries across our DGC, all kind of business glossaries I can see in this tab. So coming next to catalog. So in this catalog, we can see the data sets. So here it is. Yeah. For the data sets I don't have access, it will also be listed in here across other communities. So if I'm having access only for Indian data, ANZ data, China, like those data will be in this data set, and I can shop for it. So the recently viewed, here also I can search for a dataset catalog. So these are the data sources I have. So in this catalog home, I can see the datasets and data sources. Like if I want to know about the data, details of the assets we have in Collibra, I can check in here. So there is no data source yet for this library, for this lab, we'll be just importing the file. So there is no registered data source. Likewise, we can see and reports. If we have any reports in our platform, it will be listed in here. Power BI reports or Tableau reports ingested, and the data sets here. And data sources. There are no data sources yet registered. And data dictionary is nothing but if we are having like a PostgreSQL ingestion, the assets will be in a data dictionary, physical data dictionary. So that will be data asset or data element. So that will be listed in all kind of data assets in Collibra that we have access for. And the rest are the physical assets that's actually in there in reality, and technology assets. We can
So
see.
Nandini, one question. So if we are not importing data from SQL, that doesn't mean that we don't have data dictionary?
So if we will be having, we can check the supported data source integration for Collibra. It will be supporting the XML, JDBC versions, and yeah, Cloudra, Hadoop, big data versions. So yeah, everything other than SQL, if you are like formally ingesting from a source, it will be okay. Let's see. So once completing this, let's see what is the difference between business glossary and data dictionary. Okay. So yeah, technology assets will be having the technology assets such as system, storage, catalog, S3 file system. These are the technology assets. It will be shown in this pane. All the technology assets in our Collibra DGC. So metrics. So like business asset metrics for the data assets and technology asset, how much assets have been registered and how much has been in status accepted. It will be shown in orange color so that the people might know. So this much of data is there, but only this much of trustworthy data is in our DGC, so that they can plan accordingly. So they can see in which domain the data count is large, and likewise. So technology assets also the same for functionality. How much has been registered and how much has been
accepted. Nandini, who approves this asset? Who approves?
Yeah, usually for data assets, data asset and technology asset, there might not be much approval needed while registering an entire source.
Okay.
If I'm having a huge data, it will be ingested directly. But as the business terms and business definitions and code set, code values, acronyms, and policies, these kind of assets have been defined by the business analyst team, or the business users will be defining that for the logically segregation. So that will be needing an approval. Yeah. So if a team business team is having one business analyst and 10 IT users in their team, if the IT users is having some insights and if they are doing some logical groupings and adding policies and adding business term, then business analyst need to approve. The business analyst will be the business steward in Collibra.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is actually in place. So these are physical data. So this might not be getting approval, but the logical groupings, whichever we are creating that, so that will be having an approval process. Okay. Yes. Okay. So access request.
So Nandini, Nandini, just to extend that question. So basically, so this whole mechanism, when let's say business steward, initiate an approval process. So the whole approval process is managed through the workflow, right?
Yes.
Okay, so unless, let's say, business steward gets a final confirmation, that particular, let's say, business term won't be approved.
Yes. It will be in
Okay.
the review, under review state itself. If a particular asset is in
Yeah.
under review, that is not trustworthy. Yeah. Okay. So we'll be in the approval
Okay.
part.
So once no, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So while doing the workflows, we'll be looking into that. So once if the workflow is enabled, then while I'm proposing a business term, like I'm creating a business term from the global create button under a specific community, it will be in the business asset page, it will be under review, and there will be an option for starting the workflow, start workflow, simple across workflow. While I'm clicking on that, then it will be prompting a response from the respective stakeholders whether I to approve or not. They'll be tasked with approving or rejecting.
And okay, and once it is like, approved or certified, like, then like, that asset, like, is safe to use, correct?
Yeah, that is trustworthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And one more question. So is that the only purpose of the workflow? I mean, just to ask, or is there any other utility of the workflow apart from like, this approval process and all?
So yeah, some kind of advanced customized workflow is there for importing certain terms, for connecting external sources and doing some imports, and this workflow for the main purpose of workflow is to automate the task whichever is happening inside Collibra, like automate for avoiding time waste and manual interventions. This workflow are designed for it will be prompting response from the right people at the right time. So other than this, inside Collibra, we can connect using workflow through the external DGC. If I start a workflow, then it will be starting import. And also for certain functionalities, for example, let me say you a use case. So if I'm having 10 different different registered data sources, so weekly I will be refreshing that data from the data sources, so that if there is any change in the data from the source, I can have it in Collibra, so that this is a operational task. So if I'm experiencing while refreshing the data, there will be sometimes an issue naming refresh conflicts. It's a predefined issue in Collibra. So if there is any kind of new asset, the issue will be there and the refresh will be stopped. So I can create a workflow for if there is any refresh conflicts, do this, do that, and re-ingest, re-import, start the trigger again, likewise. So it's a very advanced one, and we'll be using a Groovy script for that. So yeah. Likewise, we can perform the operations inside the Collibra, like proposing the assets and working with the assets and working with the, like collaborating with the people in Collibra, like users, technical stewards, as well as we can connect other external sources and we can manage the data from their source into Collibra, likewise for importing and doing certain operation from the external source also we can perform, but it's too much complex. Like creating a Groovy script, we need to know. So usually while creating a workflow, we'll be having out of the box workflows and out of the box asset types and relation. So out of the box means which Collibra has defined. So this asset type, business asset, data asset, everything is defined by Collibra. Likewise, we'll be having out of the box workflows. So like approval process, request access, and proposing a new business term, simple approval. So this kind of workflows we have by Collibra. So if we want to customize according to our needs, we can go ahead and using Groovy we can do. And also if we stuck somewhere, we need to make big things, we can have a coaching session with the Collibra team regarding the workflow. They will be guiding us. So yeah, like it was a bit complex. Yeah, but they will be supporting and guiding us what we can done, we can have. So for the coaching session, we will be paying certain amount for them for 1 hour session, and they will be guiding us. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So access request, I don't have raised access for any kind of data sets. It will be displayed in here. And advanced data types. If there is any advanced data types in my data, it will be shown here. While ingesting, if it detects any advanced data types in the physical data dictionary, it will be showing in here. Okay. So next. Assessments, if we are performing any kind of assessment in the data sets, it will be shown in here. If you want to conduct assessment for a particular data set, I can add an assignee. So John, take care of this data set and you will assess, you will have some policies or certain rules, and you can validate and you can approve whether the dataset is in good quality or not. Like this kind of assessment can be conducted in the datasets, and it will be listed in here. And we have policy manager for the governance asset, the policy assets. So as of now, we don't have any policy assets such as we'll be having asset type policy. So if we have those kind of assets, governance assets, we'll be having here, and the metrics for the governance assets, like how much assets have been there, how much has been approved. Likewise, now it is in 0, but in March 17, there are 25 governance asset in there, like the policies, everything will be there. And we have reference data. So reference data, as the name says, it will be used for reference. Like code value, if for we can take this example. So for this Australia, I'm having the code value AU, and I can tag all the assets related to Australia with this code name. So while a people checking this asset is having this code value, then they can understand, okay, this asset belongs to Australia. Okay, it's related to Belgium, likewise. This is for reference only, just reference. So these are the code values and the metrics for the assets, code values and code sets. And the hierarchy. If there is multiple code values, code sets, and code list, it will be in here. Inside code list, there will be code set and code value. So this is the code set. I think I need to, let me check. It is filtered only for code value. Yeah, only code values there. Let's see how the code set looks like. Yeah. So these are the reference data used for reference purpose, global view. Okay, now I will be audible, I think. Someone is waiting in the lobby. Everyone is there.
No, I think we lost
So
you.
Nandini, my question was, the code value is the only kind of asset in the reference data, or we have another assets in reference data?
Yeah, code value and code source is the only asset we have in here.
Okay.
In reference data. Yeah. So acronyms, everything will be in business terms. Like it is a kind of business asset. Internet is a bit unstable for me. Okay.
So I think we're not able to hear you continuously. Is it just me or are others also facing the issue?
Same here, right? We are having interruption. Last 2 minutes, I believe.
Now it's fine, right? Yeah. I switched my network now. It will be fine.
Okay, it's good enough.
Okay. So yeah, in reference data, we'll be having code sets, code values, and code list. I'm clicking on the global view. It's still loading. So in the data help desk, I will be having, if any, I'm like someone said, if the data is not there, what, how, who will be responsible? Someone asked, right? Likewise, if I'm finding the data is incorrect or insufficient or it is not refreshed for a long time, I can raise the issue and the issue assets will be displayed in data help desk. And in the global view, I can see all the assets across my entire DGC. Asset type, maybe it's a business quality dimension, issue category. These are the asset types, business term, code value, acronyms, and yeah. All the assets can be seen under global view. And stewardship. So in stewardship, whom are assigned for which responsibilities I can check in here. For this enterprise community, the owner is like if I assign it to John and I'm assigning stakeholder as some other person, it will be displayed in there. All the communities and whom are the owners and who is the stakeholders, who is the business steward, and I can also edit fields for technical steward, also community manager. So this kind of roles are there. So chief data owner is there, community manager, data analyst, and data category, who is the data custodian. So I can update and save so that I can see the entire stewardship across my organization. So who is the chief data owner for this community? And yeah, so then comes the other domains inside the community. So who is for the business analyst community? So for the schema, who is the owner? For this new dataset, who is the owner? Like I can see the entire stewardship and I can contact the respective person for the respective data if I want. Other than access for other any issues, I can see in here. Like it is like a home page. So we can see if we click on the data custodians, we can see the members assigned in that particular group. So if I have 3 data custodians in my organization, then their first name, last name, email name, everything will be in here. Likewise, the stewardship, how we have organized our stewardship will be visible.
So Nani, what will be there in responsibility thing?
I can
go to stewardship.
Okay. Yeah, in responsibilities, what are the schemas they have been owning? So for this schema, for the business analyst committee, new datasets is their responsibility. Okay, likewise. Okay, then yeah, so we have looked into. So now let's see what is the reason for having business analyst and data governance council. So what is the difference between this business terms and data assets? So data asset is the thing which we have in reality in our organization. For example, if I'm having an Excel file which has the employees' date of birth, so it is a real world entity. So I can inject that Excel into here, this Collibra, inside my community. So that is what physical data layer is. It is actually in place. So I'm ingesting that so that I can view the metadata, the column names and all from here. So once the employee's date of birth is ingested, I'll be proposing a new business term, date of birth of an employee, Indian employee. That is the business term I will propose. And once that term gets approved, I will tag it to this Excel file I have ingested, the data assets from the file. I'm ingesting in IT operations. So there will be the data assets related to date of birth table and column. So I will be tagging this business term with that data asset. Yeah, this happened on day 1. On day 10, there are multiple, like I'm ingesting some other sources, and in that sources also I'm having some kind of date of birth value, and also I'm tagging to that source I have ingested later with the business term. So while clicking on a particular business term, I can see whatever data is related to that. What are the data assets related to that business term? So here there's no business term. So while we ingest in new business term, we can check. So what are the data sets related to this business term, and it will make more meaningful. So sometimes the column name will be date of birth, and in some tables it will be DOB, and in some tables it will be birth alone. So while I am knowing that all the columns related to date of birth, I will be tagging it in here so that the people from the business side and the IT users can get to know, okay, this data is for this data deals with the employees' date of birth, like that. Okay, this is the use case. This is the difference between business term and the physical data layer assets. Okay. I think Abhinav asked that.
No, I was asking the difference between the data dictionary and glossary.
Yeah, the inside data dictionary, there will be data assets, data elements, and tables, fields. So inside business glossary, there will be business assets.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically, terms.
And
And then
business terms.
data. Okay.
Yes. So that is the logical grouping.
And Nandini, so yeah, so under this new business terms, right, under the Data Governance Council community, so how do you create, like, let's say on an incremental basis, like, you get to know, like the example you gave, right, DOB or date of birth, customer birth date or whatever. So how, so is it like, a manual activity?
Yes.
Like time to time, like, you go check and update.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can update the existing asset. If I'm having an asset date of birth already in my data, like in my DGC, I can update it with the latest updates. I can change the name. And also, if I want to add a business term newly, each time I can just use this global create icon for creating a business term. Otherwise, I can import it in bulk. If I'm having access file with thousands of business terms, I can import it. We can see how we'll be importing that data assets and business terms. And also once that is there, we can delete it if I have admin access. And also if I'm the owner, I can delete it. I can update it. I can update the attributes. I can change the
No, no, that part I got. So basically what my question was, like, can you go back to that home page? Yeah.
Okay.
So under the root community that you have, okay, so we have, let's say, like, so we have created, like, this glossary domain where, like, we would be keeping, like, all our business terms, right? So my question was that, let's say, so here in this business term, like, we may be having, like, lot of information about, let's say, related to birth date. Okay. Now the second part is, like, while, let's say, creating or, like, putting the information under this data governance council that you created, right? So there is a new business term section. Can you just, so how, like, we would be maintaining, let's say, date of birth related information under this new business terms folder? So is it going to be a manual activity one by one, or let's say on incremental basis, like, we are updating our glossaries? Okay. So like what you said, by importing or making changes, there could be some additional content related to date of birth. So is it like, time to time? So this place is fine under the marketing glossary, because anyway, like, we would be knowing. But what about the new business term section folder? So here, how we would be maintaining? So is that going to be completely manual? Like time to time, we have to check what is there in the marketing glossary and take that information and update it here.
Like you're asking the link between new business terms and
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to make my business term available to across all the communities, I can keep it in here and I can tag it from here. If the business term is domain specific, it is only for the first community, this enterprise root community, then I can have a sub glossary in their domain and I can keep it in there. Mostly it will be like community specific. The people will be tagging like that. If I want to tag it across entire community, I can keep it in this data governance council, new business terms and all. And also it will be a manual map activity. Time to time we need to check. If we need to check, can change from this page.
And who is responsible for this thing, this new business, so this page?
So yeah, for proposing a new business term and for adding the business term inside Collibra, business IT users can do that. For approving, we will be it will be prompted to the business stewards. Okay, it is basically activity of business analyst community only. So the IT people, support people will not be checking on that. So we'll be getting files from the business team and we'll be working on that. If they are they don't need to add and all. Okay, so the entirely making this business terms, business glossaries, it's everything is for business analyst community, those people from business side. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now I think it's time 9:03. Let's carry on till 9:30. Okay, now let's, we have gone through the page. Now let's start with exercise 1. I will be opening the PPT. Okay, I have opened in my mobile. So in the exercise 1, we will be seeing how to create subcommittees and domains. Creating procedure for committee and subcommittee is same, but I don't have access, sysadmin access for creating a committee, so that inside this committee, I will start creating my own subcommittees. So we have this global create button. I'm once navigating into this committee, I can click on this global create button, and I can, so these are the assets I can add into this folder. And in organization, I can see the committees and domains that I can add. So now I'm going to create subcommittee. So I'm clicking on community. So which will be my parent committee. So this will be my parent committee. Enterprise, it's already in default. So this is my parent committee. Inside this enterprise committee, I'm going to create subcommittees. Okay. So let me have a number. As the date is 24, let's have 24. The name should be unique. Customer success. And I'm clicking on enter.
Nandini, a quick question. I have seen that registered data somewhere in the part.
Yes.
Of Collibra. Is there the committee comes and registering data, or it's a different one?
Registered data source, right? For registering a new data source, if so you are asking, what is your question? Is the community?
Yeah, that's what. Registering a new data source. The committee that you are mentioning, right? So this is for the data glossary part, right?
Okay. So how it will be related to this? Click on that. Okay. Just I will 1 minute.
Yeah.
Operations. Okay, I'm getting the subcommittees. So now the committee.
No, the subcommittee activity now what we are doing.
Okay,
the exercise what we are
to
currently doing is
yes,
now
yes,
we
yes.
are creating.
Yeah, I'm coming to it.
Okay.
So just I started, that's why I created. Okay, now once register catalog. So here data source, into this data source, if I click this, I can see register system and register data source.
Okay, so the exercise now what we are doing, right? Like creating the committee and all. So in which particular section this is coming up? Whether we are doing a catalog thing or a business glossary?
It's a
what is the activity now?
Yeah, we are in the first lab. Okay. In that first page, we'll be having getting started, right? So these are the basic things. So how we'll be creating committee?
What is the first thing? Sorry, because there is a breakage in your voice. What is the first thing that we are creating?
Yeah, I have sent you a PPT, right? In that virtual lab, there is a getting started below the virtual lab first topic. So this is the getting started part. So in the getting started, we'll be seeing how to create views, create domains, dictionaries, assets, likewise. Okay. So this is the first part actually, getting started.
Basically, the organizational hierarchy is the part that we are creating. Because I was unclear on what is the committee. I mean, like, are we creating some sections? Say, for example, IT. There are multiple departments in the company. Are we creating and segregating and creating a hierarchy, or what is the activity?
Okay. So yes. So for example, if I want to segregate my assets based upon the geographical locations, I will be inside my enterprise community. Any kind of root committee, I want to segregate my physical data assets inside like India, Africa, China, Japan,
Oh,
and I will be
got
creating subcommittees. And inside subcommittees, I can ingest the data related to India. It's like a logical representation according to our wish. How we can segregate. For classifying the data and having a hierarchy across like one common across the
this
entire
all this part is coming under business glossary and data cataloging. So that is the initial activity we are doing.
Yeah, it is a data cataloging activity only.
Okay, yeah, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, yes. So okay, inside, okay, now we have created this customer success and IT operations and manufacturing. Let's say. Another committee.
You're breaking up, Nandini. Can't hear you.
Okay, now the meeting will be ending in 10 minutes again. I think I am switching. Okay, now let me be a little louder. Okay. Now is it fine?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, let me create the third one, manufacturing. And if the name is unique, I will be seeing this create icon. Once I click the create icon, it will be created. So we have created the customer success, customer IT operation and manufacturing domain. And we can see in the exercise 1, that slide, second slide in that virtual lab PPT. Everyone please open that PPT so that we'll be going in hand. And we can see inside customer success subcommittee, we will be creating domain type glossary and a domain type report catalog. So inside this customer success committee, now I will be creating a domain. So just I'm navigating into the respective subcommittee and I'm clicking. Glossary. So inside organization, I'll be having glossary. So I'm going to create a domain with a domain type glossary and the name will be marketing glossary. And yeah, I will create. So if I want to create multiple domains, I can create in one go. Yeah, so thus it is created. And then I'm going to create a report catalog domain. So I will searching for report. Okay. And domain, which will be my parent domain, I can search in here. So I can create assets in some other domain, some other committee as well. So I'm having it under 24 customer success now. So this will be my parent domain. Why it's not showing? Let me create it again. So report catalog, I'm creating it under 24 customer success and name will be customer success reporting. Okay. So now, yeah. So inside this 24 customer success subcommittee, this is the parent committee, this is subcommittee, and I have created 2 domains inside this. So in each committee, the name should be unique. The same marketing glossary might be available in some other subcommittees, but inside one subcommittee, the name should be unique. It will be identified like uniquely by this parent domain or parent committee. So yeah, so the name should be unique inside any subcommittees or committee. And yeah, so now we have created subcommittees and domains. Moving on to exercise 2. we will be creating business term in the marketing glossary. So business glossary will be having business term. So I'm navigating to this marketing glossary, and I will be creating 4 business term here. If I click plus, it will be showing that suggestions, acronym and business term usually will be residing inside business glossary. So it is showing suggestion. And yeah, business term I'm clicking. Inside market glossary, I'll be creating marketing expense. And I will be pressing an enter. So this business 4 business term I'm creating inside in here, and we'll be creating an acronym CA. Great. And in the customer success subcommittee, we'll be creating a measure. So reports will be having, usually reports will be having measures and KPIs. So let's move on into that. Report catalog, I'll be creating measure, customer acquisition cost. So now I have created a measure. So once creating this, I can tag it to the data assets in the physical data layer that we have ingested and kept in physical data dictionary or data domains, other data domains. So yeah, now we have completed the exercise 2. We are seeing how to add data assets or business assets or any kind of measures inside the respective community or domain. Okay, so yeah. So remaining meeting time is 3:50. So guys, please rejoin. We can have for 10 minutes, like we can have the class until 9:30. Okay. So now we will be seeing how to add relations and definitions among the data assets or business assets. So we will be adding a definition for the client business term. Yeah, let's go back to this business term and how to add a definition for that, for making it more meaningful and understandable. So for the client business term, which is in marketing glossary, I'll be opening that page. From directly here, I can add the definition that one or more goods or services during this fiscal year, like, let me do it a little bit fast as I have 2 minutes. Like, so the client who bought goods or services in this fiscal year, like the definition which give more meaning to this business term, I can add and save in here. So inside market business glossary, once this definition is saved in the asset page, I can see it in here too. So I can select the fields definition, which I just now added. I'm saving that. So whatever definition I had, it's visible in here. I can edit it directly from this page too. So if I found, likewise, I can add in here, or otherwise in the asset page, I can add everything for that particular asset. So this is done. And now we are going to navigate to the customer acquired business term, and we'll be creating an acronym relation. So this customer acquired business term has a relation with this acronym. Let's do that. I'm moving to this customer acquired asset page. For this, I will be navigating to here. So add characteristics. and we can add attributes. Attributes is nothing but a node description which gives more meaning to the data set, and relations, how it is related to business term or any kind of code value, any technology asset. So by this relation, we can tag it to those assets in some other committee. Yeah. So in relation, I'm going to relate this customer acquired business term with the acronym CA. So I'm searching for has acronym this relation. So this business term has acronym CA. If I search, I can see multiple CAs in here, but the 24 customer success is the one we have created. This is across other domains, other communities. So I will be clicking on this and I will be saving. So once saved, I can see this business term has acronym CA. Likewise, we will be adding the relations with the other data assets inside this Collibra DGC. Okay, now.